everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to another episode here of Minecraft Survival from Python's World. No fancy intro today, my friends, I'm just happy to be back. I've been on vacation this last week and it's been a lovely old time. Now, you've probably already seen it just then. One of the amendments I've made to my hostile mob drop farm since the last episode is as a result of your guys' suggestion. It was suggested that I have the pixel art simply protruding out of the wall by a block, and well, as you can see, that has worked an absolute treat. In the last episode, I was kind of worried that the bone and arrow pixel arts were a little bit too, I don't know, similar to the wall colors. But yeah, by having them protrude out from the wall by a block, I think that's worked really quite nicely. So yeah, a big thank you to all of you folks who suggested that. Oh, and would you look at this, we've got ourselves some dudes to take out of the game as well. Alright, what have we got in terms of gunpowder? We've got 15 in there, and in this one, another 11. Don't mind if I do. So in my hotbar, you might just notice that I've got myself a bunch of salmon, and that's because I have been farming the heck out of these little dudes. I realized that this is a far better way of getting fish than fishing. And the best thing is, both of our fisherman villages inside of our fishing shack, they both have salmon to cooked salmon trades. So as a result, I should be able to get those guys maxed in no time. And there we are, a full stack of salmon. I think that's a good amount to be getting on with in terms of our trading here. So let's head on over to our fishing shack. So then, let's do this thing. Yeah, that's still not a great amount of XP being awarded to the villager with these here salmon trades, but still, I'll go ahead and I will take it. What about this guy? How are you doing? Let's get you leveled up a bunch as well. I think maybe another full stack of salmon and we might be there in terms of leveling these guys up. But to be on the safe side, I'm actually going to go for 2 stacks of salmon. And while I make a start here, it gives me an opportunity to say a massive thank you for all of your lovely support throughout the series, and especially your patience as of late. I do apologize for not having pre-recorded for my holiday just gone this time, but I was feeling a little bit of burnout, and hey, I'm back here now, aren't I? So yeah, I am ready to get back into the thick of it now, my friends. So if you're excited for the return of these episodes and you want to support these videos and the series and the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider dropping a like beneath the video. And if you don't want to miss out on my future Minecraft content, do be sure, of course, to hit that subscribe button with those bell notifications turned on. And there we are. Right, 2 stacks of salmon. So let's get a quick top up of emeralds from this cartographer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough to level that guy up. All right, what about you, buddy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Look at that. Nearly 2 stacks of cooked salmon. Oh, very good. So we got an unbreaking 2 rod here, and now this guy will just buy raw salmon from you. And look at the amount of XP you get per time. Wow, that is far more like it. All right, I'm going to hope that this guy also buys salmon. Yeah, unbreaking 1. Okay. Well, at the very least, we can get these guys leveled up yet again. What do we got now? Nemos. This guy wants Nemos now? Oh, man. And you want Nemos as well? Goodness me, I'm going to have to buy a lot of these here fishing poles to level this guy up again. Oh, I can only buy 3 of them. Ah, darn it. There is one place we can go grab ourselves a bunch of Nemos from, though, and that is alongside our desert biome coming up here. More specifically, at the coral reef. Of course, tropical fish generate naturally around here, and yeah, no matter what color they are, they always wind up coming up as Nemo items. I honestly think it has been several years since I last swum around in a coral reef biome, and I'm always reminded that just how pretty they are. I mean, just look at all the lovely, bright, vivid coral around. Ah, I'd love to set up a build project at one of these biomes. Have I even done that before in Minecraft? I honestly don't recall. Ah, Maybe that's something to be done in this series, eh, my friends? I mean, as I keep saying, nothing is off limits, right? So why not set up around here? I think what I might want to try and do is farm myself like a deep ocean variant of a coral reef biome, and then I'll have a whole lot more building height to work with, won't I? Whereas this is quite shallow in the grand scheme of things, maybe 10 blocks deep on the high side. Not really enough to do a good amount of building in, is it? But anyways, half a stack of Nemos obtained. Let's go trade them away. I will get you guys maxed today. Right, let's see how much XP you give. Wow, that is a lot. Wow, that really is quite a lot, actually. All right, let's get you maxed as well. What do you even offer at the final one? Oh, you can sell boats to fishermen. You can also sell puffy puffish to these guys. Nice. So yeah, this is pretty cool actually, because it means we've got somewhat of another wood trade that will result in us gaining emeralds. So if you can't tell already, yes, this is a bit of an odd jobs episode, and it's the kind of episode that I like to come back to after a vacation, because it gives me an opportunity to just sort of refamiliarize myself with my world, see what needs doing, see what can be done today, just, you know, make progress, I guess. So yeah, look at this. We've got ourselves a bit of a blank space here for a house, and I feel like today could be the day we get on with it. I mean, by having this house done, it will tie off quite a large area of our settlement. Like, if we just pop ourselves up here, you know, we've got a house there, stable there, Project Pokemon Librarian Edition, the security guard shack, and then, yeah, the house would just finish this place off. So, there is something I've noticed, and that is on this side over here, we've got ourselves a lot of oak logs, right? However, on this side, we've got ourselves a whole bunch of spruce logs, right? So, this pathway could be the boundary between sort of the oak sub-district and the spruce sub-district, if that makes sense. I think that's a really cool idea. It's another way that we can add a little bit of uniformity to this little town, right? So what that means for us is I need to go grab myself a whole bunch of spruce wood, probably a whole bunch more deep slate as well. And this time, it really is just a house. There's no stable or any additional bits and bobs to go on here. It literally is just gonna be a house. So, let's get it started, shall we? So, starting off with the corner supports, then I'm going to start on the roof with some of these nice smooth stone slabs forming the border, and maybe some stone brick slabs to fill up the inside. I'm also going to add some skylights to this new little house here. Next up are the walls and windows, going super classic old school with them as well, with some cobblestone and some glass panes, of course. We've now got a nice looking ceiling on the inside here, aside from maybe replacing this bit of cobblestone with some stone bricks. Now we have the task of adding in the floor. And you know what? Because just across the street, we've got a slightly more interesting checkerboard floor pattern in that we've got, I think these are chiseled bookshelves, right? Yeah, and we're using those in conjunction with these here stripped oak logs. I figured we could probably do something similar-ish with stone-related materials over this side. Maybe we can use, like, the top furnace texture or something like that, for example. The best thing about using furnaces for a floor, we could use the furnaces. So we have a good amount of functionality to this place. So, I was thinking maybe a little bit of regular deep slate on the tops here, used in conjunction with the furnaces. I'm just trying to figure out whether I prefer the side texture or the top texture. I'm thinking I prefer the top texture, because it very closely resembles the colors and roughness of the furnace texture, the top of the furnace texture here. So, yeah, I think these two go together really quite well. Eh? It's not bad, is it? Certainly a different kind of floor, one that I don't think I've ever tried before. To try and integrate this build into the surroundings just a little bit better, I figured what might be a nice idea is if we were to spread some mossy cobblestone blocks in the mix. And the best thing is we've got ourselves mossy variants of stone brick slabs and stairs as well. So, you know, we can mossify this entire place. And there we are. The mossification of our new build is complete. Now, the big question is, what are we going to use this build for? Maybe storing stones? Maybe it could be a little stone cutting build, a dedicated stone cutting build. Do you know what? Actually, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Only I have been using stone cutters quite a lot lately. And I feel like just having all of the stone cuttable stones in one build might be a pretty good way to go. And by doing that, we'd be able to free up a big old bank of double chests over at the storage cove to be used for something else, perhaps. Or maybe we could just have ourselves like an additional supply of all the various stones over here, and then we still have sort of the one-stop shop sort of storage cove way over there as well. I mean, you can never have too much storage, right? So, just a couple things left to do, and then this build will be complete. And also, I kind of want to work on this little area here a little bit. Maybe we could just sort of add a bit more nature, bone meal the ground, all that kind of stuff. Only, there's not really any builds I want to sort of make around here. I just want to make this feel like it's actually part of the settlement, I guess. So, bone meal, some saplings, a whole bunch of leaves, and maybe some glowstone for hidden lighting. And let's not forget about the various floor decorations we can have nowadays, leaf litters and wildflowers and all that kind of lovely stuff. Starting off with some random hidden lighting bushes, and then we're going to go at it with just some regular bushes. Then it's going to be some good old bone mealing. Then a few leaf litters strewn all across the place. And to inject just a little bit of colour to the area, I'm thinking maybe just a couple wildflowers. And there we are. Just like that. Just a couple of little bits and bobs done here and there. And this build is now looking properly integrated into its surroundings. Not bad, eh? The next section to naturify starts from over there, goes around the back of the farm, and then sort of comes all the way around here. This sort of cliff face, basically. It needs to be decorated. So, in order to do that, we're going to need ourselves just a little bit more glowstone. So, let's quickly pop into the nether, see if we can't get ourselves some easily accessible glowstone. Not exactly what I would call easily accessible, but the good news is there is no lava down there. So all of the drops will just fall onto the floor. We can pick them up nice and easily, and then we can carry on with our day. Right, now, can I make my way over to this glowstone without dying? Ha! Yes, very good. Very good. Whitewater trader llama is doing in the nether, wandering around by its lonesome. I'll never know, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. What are you doing here, bud? Ah, yes. This is a beautiful sight indeed. Glowstone for days. Perfect. It is nighttime, and that allows me to be able to more easily see where I need to place down some lighting. So I'm going to go and put down some glowstone in the tree there. I think that's a pretty good way to begin things. And then we go back to having ourselves some hidden lighting all over the place. I cannot believe I never decorated the exterior of my episode 1 house around the sides and back. Like, that is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I know, better late than never and all that, but come on. How forgetful am I? Seriously. Alrighty, hidden lighting bushes have now been spread all across this area I outlined before, and now it's time to get some more trees grown. What? What? Come on now. Stop robbing. Eh? Oh, it's probably that up there that's doing it, huh? Having played this game for 14 and a half years, you would have thought I'd know how to grow a tree in Minecraft, right? But, apparently not. Here we are, a couple more trees added to the area. The next step, I think, is adding in some more random bushes and then some more bone meal, and then we'll just about be there, aside from maybe placing down some of these floor decorations. So here we go, my friends. What was otherwise a rather barren-looking bit of terrain generation is now completely populated with nature. Trees and leaves and a whole bunch of foliage on the ground. So the only other bit I want to naturify is this little area here. We've got ourselves sort of the cove/tunnel thing, which will eventually lead to the black market area. We're going to dig out here eventually. But yeah, just out here, there's a bit of a sort of barren area, which I think we could populate quite easily. I don't think we need trees this time either. I think maybe just a little bit of hidden lighting, a bone meal on the floor, and we'll be done. Now, I know, you've seen me naturify many things in the past, but this is really one of those things that helps to tie off areas and tie off projects all together. So yeah, I'm actually happy doing this, my friends. I really am. So we'll put another one there. How's the wall looking over here? Kind of all right, actually. I think up here we could probably just get away with, I don't know, bone mealing the floor. And just like that, this area has been naturified. Wildflowers, leaf litters, a whole bunch of foliage. I mean, need I say any more? So the big question is, just how good is this settlement looking now that I do have a bunch of areas all natured up finally? We've got this sort of long streak here, which is finally done. I think that looks really quite nice. This little area down here is now done. And then the house that we made in today's episode, I mean, we can't really see it from back where we just were, so maybe just from here. Yeah, dude, this area is really coming together quite nicely, isn't it, eh? So in terms of what is actually remaining to be done here at the Firefly Falls settlement, we have ourselves the mineshaft decorating to do. We've got this area under here to do sort of period. I might go ahead and cover that area up so this becomes like a large indoor cove or something. Then we've got ourselves a bit of an area out here to do something with. Same with over here, another area to do something with. And then we sort of come back over here to the sort of little tunnel cove type thing. This area, we're going to dig this out and it's going to become like a black market area / where we can store a whole bunch of the super valuable things on our world. Things like notch apples, dragon heads, dragon eggs and all that kind of stuff. Then we've got basically the surroundings of the giant libraries still to get done, haven't we? We've got this area back here. We've got a couple of secret entrances here and there to get done. I think I plotted out a couple of builds sort of down here as well. One of which is there. The other one is there. That area out there, which is going to be sort of the eventual Forgotten Lake, that's going to be its own thing. That is not going to be part of Firefly Falls. Now, those of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you might have noticed a little bit of a change in that I've amended the pathway. It now goes into the mountains. There's a little bit of a bit sort of poking out there, and then it goes all the way round to the aqueduct here, and then it goes back into sort of the caves / cliffs, and then it sort of comes out here. Now, what that has meant is the giant library no longer sort of collides with any pathways or any sort of areas of significance. So, yeah, I think this is going to be amazing. I really do. And then, in terms of the other things needed to be done for Firefly Falls, you know, the actual pathway itself, we need to finish decorating the pathways. Maybe we can grab ourselves some, you know, some redstone lamps and some daylight sensors, get some automatic lighting going on. Up here, we've also got ourselves the little gas garage to build, and maybe a couple other builds here and there. But, you know, in terms of the amount of major things still needed to be done with Firefly Falls, the list is getting smaller and smaller, isn't it? And I tell you something, I can't wait to have this done. Now, this is subject to change, so take this with a grain of salt. But my little goal that I've sort of set for myself is to try and get Firefly Falls, the entire settlement, finished by the first World Tour. That is episode 50. Now, we are on episode 38 today, so that gives us a further, I think, 10, maybe 11 episodes left to finish Firefly Falls. And then after that, the world will be our oyster, eh, my friends? We'll have the Industrial Island project to work on. Maybe we can figure out some other build projects to finally start work on. Maybe we can build in the Nether finally. Maybe even we can start building in the end. I don't know, man. All I know is I'm excited to get this settlement finished so we can move on to other stuffs. But now though, my friends, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put me stuff away and we're going to wrap up today's episode. So kicking things off at the end of the episode here with some super chat donations that have come in since the last episode. Toasted Toad with the 5 buckaroos. Thank you very much for that, Toad. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm absolutely going to get the pronunciation of this wrong. We've got Lisk Popochi or Popoki with the 10 Polish zloty. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it a ton. So that just leaves us with the comment of the day. Taken says you can build an AFK platform in the air instead of lighting all the caves up. That way, only your spawner is within the 128 block spawning radius around your player. Quite right you are. I can't believe I didn't think of that myself. So what that means for us is if we were to have this in AFK/passive mode, we would do a little bit of that, and then, you know, when the dudes fall down, they would just flat out die on here. Now what we need to do is we need to count, I believe, 127, probably not 128 blocks, because we don't want them to despawn before they even have a chance to land, right? So 127 blocks up from the same level as this hopper here. And then, yeah, we'll have ourselves an AFK platform. And that would actually work incredibly well, right? I'm actually kind of tempted to try that right now. So here we are. This is the same level as the hoppers. And what we need to do is add 127 onto 70. So what's that going to be? 197. Right, so here we are, Y197, just gotta dig out the pole here now. Oh my goodness me, really does sound like there's a good amount of dudes in here now, eh? Alright, so popping down the bottom here, oh yeah, look at all the dudes instantly dying, aside from the armored dudes, but you know, that's to be expected really, isn't it? Hey, come over here, there you go, fantastic. Dude, this is going to work really well. What have we got here? 9 gunpowder. What about this side? Another 10. I wish that I put an AFK platform up at the top there sooner. I would have had far more gunpowder at the beginning of today's episode, eh? So do you know what I'm going to do for a bit of a fun experiment? I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes and then I'm going to see how many bits of gunpowder I have at the bottom waiting for me. Alrighty, my friends, so I'm on my camera account right now, and you can see I'm AFKing up in the sky. Let's see how the farm is looking, shall we? Let's pop on in. Oh my goodness me! That is a lot of dudes, isn't it? And these are the kinds of spawn rates we could achieve if we light up every single cave around the Industrial Island project area. It's going to be a massive undertaking trying to do that, but these are the sorts of rates we could achieve. And here I am at the bottom. The kill chamber is in passive mode. The only dudes who survive are the ones who have armor on. So, yeah, there you go. You got a zombie fall down, a creeper fall down, skeleton fall down. Lots of dudes falling down immediately to their deaths. So 5 minutes have elapsed. Let's see what kind of drops we have waiting for us in these here chests. 28 gunpowder plus a further 31. So just under a full stack of gunpowder in 5 minutes. Come on, that's not bad going, is it, my friends? So, yeah, thank you very much for reminding me to put an AFK platform. It's definitely going to be a temporary measure up until I get round to, you know, lighting up all of the caves around Industrial Island. But, yeah, for now, it'll definitely do the job in terms of boosting our gunpowder supplies. So on that successful and happy note, it's time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you folks have enjoyed today's little Odd Jobs episode. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you consider dropping a like. If you have any feedback or suggestions regarding the builds and the stuffs we've done today, leave them in the comments area below. But for now, subscribe if you don't want to miss out on my future content, and that'll wrap it up for today. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all of your support, and I shall see you folks in the next one. Bye-bye.